there's a water sharing dispute that we need to take a look at back at home as well. The Cauvery, water basin, a water body that is shared by Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Now, the Cauvery Water Management Committee, it has said that let Karnataka release 5,000 cusecs of water into Tamil Nadu. That meeting is going to take place today, where the recommendations are going to be upheld or not upheld. That is something that we'll have to look at. Why this row ceases to, take the entire political spectrum by storm. It's not something new. It's been happening for the longest time. But every time a Cauvery, water row comes about, both sides of the spectrum and in both states, in Tamil Nadu and in Karnataka, and the opposition and the ruling dispensation, they politicize. I mean, this is a water body. Why not think about the betterment of the water body?
It's a historical issue that was there. I mean, if you look at the then Madras presidency getting into an agreement with the then Mysore state, I mean, Karnataka was not formed as a state. I mean, all these ancient agreements have in fact resulted in the kind of dispute that we see here right now. And well, coming to the latest part of it, the Cauvery Water Management Authority will decide on the recommendation of the Cauvery Water Regulation Committee today. Tamil Nadu had sought 24,000 cusecs per day for the next 15 days. But as of now, what we understand is that the Cauvery Water Regulation Committee on Monday decided to recommend the Cauvery Water Management Authority that Karnataka release around 5,000 cubic feet per second of Cauvery water to Tamil Nadu for the next 15 days. So, it has been for 24,000 cusecs per day was what Tamil Nadu has asked, but it is being said that 5,000 cusecs is something that needs to be released right now. So,
so it's basically a case of Tamil Nadu asking for way more than what Karnataka was willing to offer.
It's not about way more. The biggest issue
because Karnataka government has time and again said that it wants to protect its own. It wants to protect its own farmers.
That is what I'm saying. Its own farmers are in the Cauvery basin area, and the acreage of farming in that area has grown multifold. Meanwhile, the delta area is where in Tamil Nadu you have the farming happening, and there also the acreage has increased multifold. I mean, you can't have an ancient agreement governing the water sharing, as we said. Even the latest one does not actually look into reality about what the kind of acreage of farming that is there. Cauvery dispute, as of now, there is no proper sharing on a distress formula. When there is less water, in fact, the inflow into Karnataka's reservoirs has been less because there has been a huge deficit of rain, and that is something that everybody needs to be looking into it, because when you have water you can share, but when you don't have water, how much water can you share? You have your own standing crops that is there. And
the problem here essentially is, Varghese, that Tamil Nadu is saying that you are not utilizing it ethically and judiciously, the water that you have. This is what Tamil Nadu is telling Karnataka. Karnataka is telling Tamil Nadu that, look, we can't give you the water that you're asking for. We'll give you a little bit. We can't give you all of it. Well, because we've got to protect our own farmers.
That's because
which is why you have the Cauvery Water Management Authority.
Now, this dispute comes up every year when there is a rain deficit of rain.
Right.
So when there's a rain deficit is when you see this. When it is copious monsoons, of course, both states have no problems because there's enough and more water that is released. But then I think right now the issue is that they need to come. They should go on a distress formula. They should agree on a distress formula.
Right.
When there is a rain deficit, how do you address the water sharing aspect of it? Because as I told you, the acreage of farming has increased on both the sides. The delta side also, the acreage has been increasing, and Tamil Nadu cannot allow its standing crops to be dying out, nor can Karnataka afford its standing crops in the Cauvery basin area be destroyed because of lack of water. So there should be some kind of distress idea, sharing, and also probably looking out away from water intensive crops. Both the Cauvery delta area and the Cauvery basin area have water intensive crops. Like you have rice, which is again water intensive. You have sugarcane, which is again highly water intensive. So you have water intensive crops in both the areas, and that is also leading to the demand for water from both the states.
Well, so today is when we'll have to wait and find out if the Cauvery Water Management Authority is going to decide on this recommendation of the Cauvery Water Regulations Committee. Too many committees and management committees. Tamil Nadu is still seeking 24,000 cusecs. The Karnataka government is, at least for the time being, going to release 5,000 cusecs of water for the time being. Meanwhile, they're again going to reconvene the meeting, and it is going to see if the recommendations are going to be upheld or not. Today, in the South Indian, maybe you could catch an update on what really transpired in the Cauvery Water Management Authority and the Regulations Committee's recommendations. Were they upheld or were they not upheld? Karnataka telling Tamil Nadu that, well, this is the most that we can do because we've got to protect our farmers, and Tamil Nadu telling Karnataka that what you're doing is basically unethical and unjudicial and not very good use of the kind of water that you have.